Hi. Um, Welcome to Uptrend and Personal episode 3. Today we're having one of the guardians, like you also saw the pre-post. His name is Tim Carney, and I am so excited and elated to have him on the hot seat this very time. So, hi Tim, good afternoon.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How is your family?
My family's doing well. We just finished dinner, and I think I might take my daughter for a bicycle ride later this evening.
Okay. That's fine. So let's just go into the questions that we have for you, all right? And just feel free. I trust that you do so well, okay? So the first question is, we want to get to know you. We want you to tell us about yourself, your growing up, your educational background, your religion, your likes, your dislikes, your interests, and all that there is to you.
Okay, so I live in New York in the United States with my family, and I went to school for economics, but I ended up becoming a chess teacher for children in school programs, and I have my wife and I have been married for almost 11 years, and we have two daughters, a 5-year-old Julie and a 3-year-old Maddie. And my hobbies, as most uptrendians have seen from my posts, are exercising and gardening. Those are my two big things, and I also love spending time in nature in general, hiking and just walking through the woods and climbing mountains and things like that.
Okay, that's interesting. So you made mention of your wife. You've been married for 11 years. Wow, that's a long time. And so I want to know, were you guys friends, or do you have a love story that perhaps happened before you both got married?
No, we actually met very shortly before we started dating. We were very young. She was 15 years old and I was 16, and we met together in a play. We were in a play at her high school, and we started dating, and we we've been together for now. Let's see, it's been 17 years
Wow.
since we started dating.
Wow, you married for 11 years and dating for 17 years. That's impressive. That's a long time. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so can you tell us what has helped strengthen your marriage with Michelle?
Um, Communication is certainly the most important thing, I would say.
Okay.
Um, it's very easy to have misunderstandings that can lead to anger and disagreements. So it's just important to communicate effectively and reassess the situation every day. Make sure that you're on the same page with your spouse about everything, and if there are any issues, rather than just being silently angry about them, mention them and talk through them and discuss them and work it out.
Okay, communication. Very important to making the marriage work and stay for as long as possible. Thank you for that. Okay, so the next question is, as a guardian, what's your job description? What exactly do you do to make sure Pop Train works fine and perfectly well?
I think I could simplify it by saying that my job as a guardian is to keep Uptrends the wonderful place that it is. We have a wonderful community already of people who are creative and skilled in a number of different ways. As you can see by all the different communities that we have in there, all the different categories of posts, photography and gardening and art and all kinds of different things. And then a bunch of cryptocurrency analysts and things like that. So our job is basically to promote the people who are trying their hardest and making Uptrend and keeping Uptrend the wonderful place that it is, and to try to discourage those who are trying to ruin that. Basically, there are some people, as is the case with any system that can make someone money, are trying to take the easy way out and scam comments and scam posts and copy stolen content and repost it as their own, as plagiarized content. So it's a full-time job keeping keeping them as irrelevant as possible on the platform. But that's really what it is. It's just keeping Uptrend the wonderful place that it is, and working hard to prevent people from undermining that.
Okay, okay. So what would you do if you found your wife cheating
Um,
on
as it was happening, or I just
you? Perhaps, yes. What would you do?
so I walk in the room, and um, I don't know. I would like to think that I would um, have some clever, scathing remarks to make in the moment, and throw the guy out the window or something. But I would probably I would probably just be speechless. I don't know. It would be devastating. I can't even imagine. But I know that stuff happens, and I
You
just
want
certainly hope it never happens to
want to
me.
hear her out. You really want to hear her out. Maybe something led to something and it wasn't her fault, or perhaps maybe you want to just strangle the guy, you know?
I don't
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. I guess there are a lot of ifs, but I don't know.
Okay,
I
sorry, is cheating something that you can do mistakenly or something?
mistakenly, well, I think um I would have to have consumed a lot of alcohol to make a mistake so serious. But no, I've never even considered it, and it's just something I don't really understand from the perspective of, like, if you feel like if you feel the need to do something like that, then why do it secretly? Just end whatever you have going on now, and start something else.
Hmm.
Um, so it's yeah, it's just why risk everything that I've built. I mean, like I said, my wife and I have been together for 17 years. Why would I risk throwing that out the window for something, for some short-term enjoyment?
Exactly. Wow. Wow. So it means that you've never cheated on your wife before.
No.
Really, really good. Okay, so would you say, rather, how many persons have you kissed before you met your
Well, that's a pretty boring story. Like I said, my wife and I met when we were basically kids. We were 15 and 16 years old, and it was my first relationship. Um, I always joke with her because she had a 2 week relationship with some other guy, and it never went anywhere. But I don't think they kissed each other. Actually, I know they didn't. So we were each other's first kiss, and then that was it.
So you were her first love and she was your first love?
Yes.
Impressive. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so which uptrending do you think you have a crush
Um, I have so many great friends on Uptrend.
on?
Um, it's tough to say. One of my first friends that I made on Uptrend. This was even before I was a guardian,
Okay.
and she's definitely still very active on Uptrend. Her name is Becky, and she has been posting great creative stuff for a long time. And when I first joined, we were planning on doing some kind of like coordinated comedy video. It never ended up happening. I'll have to get back in touch with her about that. But I'd say she's one of my Uptrend crushes. And then I have a bunch of just great friends that I've made along the way on Uptrend. So it's a wonderful place to be. I've established many great relationships on here.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so Tim, um how do you spice up your sex life with your wife? What do you guys do when things are going kind of cranky? What do you do to spice up your sex life?
Uh, let's see. Well, it's been a very a very long a long stretch. So we have to figure out creative ways to keep things interesting. Um, I don't know, just keeping things spontaneous is always exciting. Just sending and receiving pictures every once in a while, and I don't know, when she dresses up for me and stuff like that. So it's just finding new creative places, new creative positions, new creative things to try. So it's it's always a work in progress, and we're always discovering new things that work and new things that don't.
Okay, so I think the key word there is being spontaneous, and I think that's that would really work for a lot of persons. Really good. Okay, so if perhaps you guys have an issue, do you think visiting a sex therapist can help?
Oh yeah, sure. I think that it's important to consult experts when you struggle with anything, and I think that this is no exception. If you if you're reaching kind of like a period of stagnation in your romantic life, especially for a couple that's been together for so long, then why not get some recommendations from a professional?
True. True. Okay, so let me ask you this question. So what's your favorite sex position?
Let's see. Uh, I'd say I'd say I have a couple. I don't know. It kind of depends. It's like there's like a few a few solid go-to
Oh,
options
okay.
um,
Bring it
that,
on.
that tend to get the job done. All right. So I don't even know what most of them would be called. I know that they probably have some kind of like fancy name in Kama Sutra or something like that.
Okay.
Um, just a couple of, I definitely like variations of reverse cowgirl,
Okay.
and then there's another one that I think is called um, a. They all have such ridiculous names.
You give
There's
them
one that apparently is called a prone bone. I
you
had to
don't
look
even
it up
know
one
what
time because I was like, what is this called? I don't know what it is, but it's basically like the woman is face down,
that.
and the guy is behind her.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, so maybe one or two persons have learned something new about that, and they want to go check it out, and then do something like that in their marriage. All right.
There are yeah, tons of them out there, tons of possibilities.
I can imagine. Okay, Tim. How? What would you advise Trendians to look out for when they're about going to choose for a marriage partner?
I would say that you should find someone who has the same goals that you have when it comes to the big things. Like obviously you have different preferences of what food you like to eat or something like that. But when it comes to the big things in life, like this is the kind of life that I want to have, you have to find somebody who agrees with you on that. Like if you want to have 7 children and you meet somebody who doesn't want to have any children, that's going to be a big issue to work through in the future. They say that opposites attract,
Yeah.
but it's not when it comes to things like that. When it comes to the big important goals, it's more has to do with the how different personalities complement each other.
True.
Like somebody who's disorganized marries somebody who's a little bit better organized, and somebody who's not very good at being in a crowd of people and being friendly is with somebody who is. So I mean that's where they help each other. But when it comes to things that are the things that people are living for, if you have a disagreement about that, then it's going to be really tough. No matter how physically attractive you find the other person, that's all going to get old very fast if you don't have the
Exactly.
same goals.
Yeah. A lot of persons actually feel that true love is actually sensual love, and they get it all wrong. They go into a marriage having the thinking that, oh, this person is so attracted to the person, have so much great feelings with the person, but they do not know that marriage is a whole lot more. You don't go into a marriage having so much romantic or sensual love towards the person. Marriage is based, and for your marriage to really, really work, it has to be built on true love, and true love is a lot of combination. Quickly, let me just say that true love is a combination of romantic love, filial, romantic love with eros, filial, which is friendship kind of love, and sword, which is like family kind of yeah, family kind of love. So these three expressions of love actually are into true love. So when marriages tend to hit, when things tend to happen maybe along the line, when you fall back on the understanding you had before you went into that decision of marrying this person to help that marriage to feel full, that hard thing. I'm really impressed with the fact that you're a young man. I didn't even ask you how old you are. How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 33.
Oops. Okay, so being married for that long and having to be with the same person is really impressive. I know that these days a lot of persons going to a lot of marriages but that don't really last long the way they should. And it really breaks my heart because my I really want to see people's marriages work. I've been married for 4 years and every single day with my husband is like a brand new day, it's like how we just met, and that's the same kind of passion I want to talk to young people single so that they get it right, and we have more marriages thrive and do well. Okay, so team, take for instance, a couple comes into your maybe you're like let's assume that you're a marriage counselor and a couple they are at the verge of having a divorce or a separation, and they come to you. So what advice do you tell them or give them that will really help that marriage overcome that point and see that it becomes better for the couple involved to love themselves, make the marriage work at long run?
All right. Well, like I said before, communication is so important. A lot of times when couples start drifting apart, it's because there's just a misunderstanding that just ends up expanding and expanding, and a problem that occurred that one might not even know about. Like one person is very upset about something, and they never really bring it up to the other person, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So I would say that they should be deliberate about making things work, about working together, because it's a team effort. It's not like husband against wife. It's husband and wife against the world, or against everything else. So if you're not playing as a team, then you're not going to succeed. And that's what it comes down to. So if there's a couple that's struggling, then they have to talk through what the issues are, and then they have to focus and be deliberate about resolving them. And it's unfortunately a lot of times divorce ends up being an option because people don't want to work on the issues, and sometimes they're their own issues. Sometimes there's something that they have a problem with that they don't want to deal with. So divorce is the simpler choice. So and there are some people who are just not right for each other. There are some couples where like the husband is abusive or something like that. So I mean, in those cases, obviously, there's nothing you can do. You can't work through somebody being a horrible person.
Yeah.
But if it's a matter of committing and renewing that commitment and renewing the love for each other, then it's just being about deliberate commitment and working through things each day. Each day presents new challenges and new opportunities to succeed.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Team, uptrenders, a lot of them, they see your post, they see your picture, but this is an opportunity for them to get to see you talk, get to see how you really look like. And so what's that one thing that you want uptrenders to know about you that they do not know before now?
I didn't know before. I don't know if I posted anything about my job before. I don't know if I've ever done that. I've had discussions with other guardians about it, but I'm a chess teacher, so that's what my job is. Actually, you can see I have right in my office here set up.
Whoa,
That's for my lessons. This is where I teach the lessons to students. It's all online now because of the coronavirus lockdown. But yeah, I've been a chess teacher for 15 years, and when people see me, they're surprised to hear it. But that's what I do. That's my job. I teach chess.
awesome. Ooh, I guess you get to teach me chess one of these days. What do you think about that?
Sure, I would love to. I love introducing new people to chess.
Okay, Tim, it's been awesome talking with you, and I've learned a whole lot, and I really appreciate you. So, do you have any question for me?
Yes. What is since you've uh, been curious about finding out about Guardians, I want to hear what your perspective on Uptrend is. What do you think of this place?
Okay, uptrend. The first time I actually had to be on a social media platform that had to do with earnings and everything was on Steemit. That was way back in 2017, and it was a whole lot of wonderful experience for me. You know, I basically I'm a writer. Before then, I've had a blog where I write on love and relationship matters. I've had a blog since 2014. So when I joined Steam, I was really glad. I was like, oh, this is such a good place. I could keep writing and talking to people about love and relationship, and it really did work for me. I'm also a dentist, so well, I don't really talk about dental issues, but just just very rarely I do that. And Option has been such a beautiful platform. I've gotten to, the most important thing I love about Option is getting to meet people across borders, getting to make friends, new friends. As a matter of fact, I have new friends in Uptrend. I met Safi, she's such a lovely lady. I've met Tiger Lily, and also my homegirl, Busola. Busola has been such a blessing, and it just it just blesses me that there's a platform where you get to meet people across the world and you could connect and talk and at the same time make money, So it's really, really, really good and I'm so grateful for the Uptrend and yeah, I really hope to see Uptrend grow stronger and stronger, and I pray that Jeff and all his team members, yourself, you guys are so many, I can't start mentioning your names. Everyone of you do awesomely well, and just be a blessing to every single person in Uptrend. So
Well, you are a part of that success with the great content that you've been posting.
thank you so much, Tim. You're such a wonderful person. So yeah, I'd love to, on behalf of all Uptrendians, please send our love to Michelle and your two beautiful daughters. Okay, and we let me ask you this question: who do you think should go next after you?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know
Um,
Dotun was like, did I even ask Dotun this question? No, no, no.
I would I would love to see I would love to see Jamie go because I know that she's a fun person. If she's interested, I don't know if she is, but that would be a fun interview to watch, I think.
Okay, okay, definitely. I'll contact Jamie, and I know that she'll have to see this, so she gets to see that you actually called her name to go next. All right, so team, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful, and I hope you had the salt time answering the questions. And yeah, so guys, I just want you to know that you can see more questions that um, team answered down the post, so you could just go ahead and read everything and just drop your comments and all. And I'm sure you could sure know that you guys had a swell time watching. So, team, thank you once again. All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.